Hey everybody, it's Ron here at Becoming Enlightened Together. I tried, this is the second time in a row that I incorporated the Celtic cross for the tarot into our daily divination reading. I've already pulled all the cards, including the animal, hidden truth, and the love oracles. I've also done my Runic-river pull, and we're going to talk about this today. It's both good news, and it's also an alert to you for some turmoil that is basically going to be coming, primarily as a direct result of your success that's coming, okay? So again, we're still looking at nearing the completion of this cycle. So if this resonates with you, then again, rest assured, there is victory at the end of all of this. If this doesn't fully resonate with you and you're watching this, that means there are some parts or elements to this reading that indeed are for you as well. So you'll have to decide, which of those is actually true in your case. But to start off with, we have the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles represents what the heart of this message is, or the meaning of this message. And what it stands for, basically, is that the arrival of good news about material things is on its way. Also, success, you basically partaking in a new venture. You need to stay focused and also grounded during this time, because what's crossing this message is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands talks about conflict, competition, friction, chaos, rivalry, and disagreements. So the arrival of this good news is not going to be taken well by some. Now, I try to get some clarity on that to see basically who this might be, or perhaps where this is going to be going. And what the first one I pulled on that was the Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups speaks about balance and harmony in a relationship. Love, partnership, friendship, peace, and romance. So I wasn't sure if this was from somebody that you once shared these attributes with, or is somebody coming in to help you in this time of chaos once this good news comes at you. So what I got after that was the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles speaks about somebody who's sensible, nurturing, successful, wealthy, someone that can be trusted, practical, and who is secure. So it looks like it's the latter. It's somebody that's coming in to help you, perhaps. Now, this could be, at this point, could be a friend, a family member, or it could be a lover. So I asked for more confirmation, and I pulled the Lovers. So we have somebody coming in to help us who is actually either our future lover or a present lover. Somebody who is balanced and harmonious in love, a partnership, somebody who has plenty of self-love, somebody that is equally passionate about you, and it's a very healthy relationship. So you are going to get some help from whoever these parties are that are coming up against you in opposition to your good news. Now, the next card you pull is, the unknown. Now, the unknown came out as the Ace of Wands. This is knowledge that we are not aware of, or things that are happening behind the scenes, if you will. And this is basically talking about the start of something new. And that goes exactly or precisely with the Page of Pentacles that we had pulled out. Okay? It talks about opportunities, changes, creative energy and inspiration, and again, good news. So that's what we don't know about that's coming, but we already saw basically as what the meaning of this entire message is all about. So we're telling you and then re-emphasizing that good news is on the way. Now, as far as our past energy, we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords talks about delays of news or inspiration. Perhaps you've been waiting for some type of news to come in for quite some time, and it's just been fleeting. You wait and wait and wait, and nothing is happening. It's asking you to be patient. This could also be something to do with education and perhaps preparation in regards to some future changes that you are either anticipating or that are happening, either related or unrelated, okay? This is the Page of Swords. Now, this is your past energy. Now, it's going to be different from every reader, of course. Now, as far as our known energy, we have the Magician card. Now, the Magician card is a major arcana, as is the Lovers, okay? Major arcana means it's more emphasized or more powerful in a sense. It's like saying, okay, now really pay attention to this. Now, the known energy is that we are to utilize all the skills at our disposal. The art of manifestation, of physical effort, and making those moves in the direction towards those things that we are hoping to achieve. And it's telling us to be resourceful and focused, to use whatever expertise in this area that we may have, and to stay both focused and direct your potential towards your goals. Okay? This is the Magician. All right. Now, in terms of our near future, I pulled out the Four of Swords. Now, that's more in keeping with the energy that's crossing in terms of the conflict that some people are wanting to cause over this good news that's coming your way. So I got some clarification on that as well. The first card I pulled out was another major arcana card, the Hermit. The Hermit talks about taking advice perhaps from someone wiser. They don't have to be older to be wiser. You can get wisdom in a lot of different areas, and it doesn't have to necessarily be from a person. Sometimes a bumper, a license plate may give you a spark of inspiration, or a bulletin board as you're driving to work or something may have a piece of information which sets off a light bulb moment in your head that you need in this particular situation. So be wise. Consultations are, something else to consider. Perhaps getting some type of psychological help if you're needing, because this looks like it's going to be a battle. We're going to have some conflict, and it could be by family. It could be what you thought were friends. It could be co-workers. It could be people you don't even know. We haven't made that clear. So, illumination and solitude comes, or I should say illumination comes with solitude a lot of the times. In fact, going within is where you find all of your answers, okay? And I try to get further clarity, and I pulled out the Moon. Now, the Moon talks about things that are unknown, basically are hidden. Illusions, dreams, deceptions, intuition. So, as far as the future goes, we know that there are going to be those who are going to basically try to create a scenario in which, out of envy, out of jealousy and pride, out of malice and hatred, there's a million reasons why these people could be actually arrayed against you, because we have 5 wands that are being, shown here, okay? So we have everybody fighting one another in this. So you may be fighting many other people who were basically looking for that piece of information basically for themselves. And then when it went to you, everybody's fighting each other now, okay? So basically we're going to be in the dark for some excuse me, sorry about that, for some period of time during this. And this is why we have the Four of Swords, and this is why we're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, okay? So, but don't give up, okay? A lot of these cards and the further clarification I got with the rune pool also tells us that in order for us to succeed in this, or to be successful, we have to be, one, patient, and we also have to be steadfast in our determination, okay? So, the next card we pull out is basically how I either see myself, how you see yourself, how those out there in the collective see themselves, either consciously or subconsciously. Basically, we're talking about, again, a celebratory type of feeling. This good news is giving you a sense of celebration and joy. You want to socialize and share that joy with your friends, with your family, or at least the members who aren't out there trying to stab you in the back that we saw a few minutes ago. Okay? Now, how do others see you, or how are others perceiving this? Well, they see this as the Ace of Swords, where it's a new beginning or mental clarity is being manifested. A sense of focus and vision, good choices being made, finding truth and success. So, again, stand fast, head in the direction you know you need to go, regardless of the obstacles that are coming your way. And these things indeed are going to be seen by everybody else. Even though that's not your reason for doing these things, people notice your determination and efforts that you're putting forward. Now, as far as our guidance is concerned, we were given the Nine of Cups. Now, as a single person, the Nine of Cups is typically the most you're going to generally have. That 10th cup is going to be basically that extra partner, that spouse, that lover that you were looking for, that divine union, and so on. So the nine cups gives you the desires that you seek are coming true. Attainment of all that you ask, all that you desire is coming. A sense of happiness, success, pleasure, and you're manifesting your dreams. Okay? That is basically what the guidance is. Okay? So enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy those gifts that come from above. Now, when I seek out basically what the outcome of this story is, I pulled the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups talks about holding on to the past, a sense of resentment, grief, loss, mourning, and regret. Now, that may be as a direct result of all this fighting and feuding that's going on. If this has anything to do with a legacy or something being passed down to you that others were fighting for, well, you might see or feel a sense of grief, a sense of mourning and regret, because now you've seen the true colors of those who are supposed to be the closest to you, your family members, friends, and lovers who have turned against you. But I wanted to get clarity on that. So the first card I pulled out for that was the Strength card, another major arcana card. And it talks about possessing the inner strength to succeed. So you have the tools that you need to overcome whatever obstacles these people are going to try to throw in front of you. You need the courage and the self-empowerment to be successful at this. Your willpower, your confidence, and your love are going to help you on this particular path. Okay? I further pulled some more clarification. In fact, 4 more times. This time I got the Seven of Wands. So there is confrontation that is going to come forward. You must defend yourself. You must fight for your goals. You're going to have to prove that indeed you want whatever this gift is, this inheritance perhaps that's coming, that you indeed want it. So you have to persevere. You have to stand your ground. That's why they're only showing one person, and you basically have these other 6 wands that are around you. Okay? You're going to have confrontation. Now, I pulled further confirmation on this, and I pulled another pretty nasty card. It was basically the 7 of Swords, and that always talks about deception and lies, cheating, theft, manipulation, sneaking, and so on. So we can expect this type of activity to be happening both before, during, and possibly even after this battle. Don't give up. Persevere. Stand strong. Now I pulled out more clarification, and I got the 4 of Pentacles. That means difficulty in letting go. Okay, it talks about hoarding your resources, saving. Financial success is another thing it could be implying by holding on to your funds, being a miser kind of a thing, right? However, the thing that you need to know that there are basic laws in terms of capital and wealth. In order to make more money, money has to flow. It has to move. And in order to get gifts from above in terms of being successful or actually gifted from the higher realms in terms of greater abundance, you have to show that you are willing to use that abundance to help the collective in some way, whether it's giving to charity or whether it's, helping your family, whatever the case may be. Giving a portion of your given wealth is why you were given the wealth in the first place, I should say. So if you hold on to it, begrudgingly and greedily, I should say, then you're going to end up perhaps losing that. So I pulled out one more confirmation card on that, and I pulled out the King of Pentacles. So in the end, you are going to achieve long-term success of your goals for wealth, prosperity, and stability. So this is our confirmation. At the bottom of the deck, I got more confirmation on that by getting the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is the arrival of your prosperity, triumph, success, the fruits of your labor, and personal satisfaction. So what we have here is, again, the beginning, the middle, and the end of this journey to our stability and wealth. But it's going to come at a cost. You're going to see who is for you and who is against you very soon in this journey. Now, I got further clarity by doing my typical 5 rune pull, and here comes the sun again, of course. Shoot. All right, I'm gonna have to get a tripod. This is not working so well. So the first rune that you pull is the present energy. The present energy is envious. Now this is the god Freyr's rune, okay? And Freyr is basically, he's basically the earth god, okay? He's the god of righteousness and fairness, things of that nature, okay? So what does envious mean? Well, it means hero, potential, freedom, conclusions and consequences, male fertility, internal growth, common virtues and strength, all the positive attributes and so on that we should embody, especially as leaders, even upon ourselves or leaders to ourselves, okay? Now, next I pulled out the past, and the past is Iwas. Now, Iwas just happens to be the overall energy of the week. So what does Iwas stand for? Well, in the upright as it is a positive rune as well. It talks about both death and rebirth, the end and the beginning of a new cycle again. But like I said, it could also refer to the death of a human as well. And that could indeed be the case here. We could have both of those things happening in this case. Somebody may actually, especially if you are a chosen one out there, you are going to see probably people passing away who have met the absolute worst for you. That is a very distinct possibility. All right. So what else does it mean? It means success, strength, reliability, dependability, a person who can be depended upon, in other words, trustworthiness, enlightenment. It talks about endurance, protection, the driving force to acquire. It talks about providing motivation and a sense of purpose. It talks about having your sights set upon an achievable goal. And again, being an honest person who can be depended upon. If you are chosen, that's how God sees you, okay? So this is also how your guides, your ancestors see you. The angels who watch over you see you. So we have a lot of work that we have to do when we're chosen, and we end up going through a lot of turmoil as a result of that in order to prove ourselves. And actually, at the end, you are rewarded for these things. We don't do it for the rewards. We do it for the lessons and to become better, all around spiritual people. But those are the perks of this as well. Once we get to the other side, you can remove your pack for a short time, take a breath, and God will shower you with, what He feels are, the gifts that you have earned in this case. Now, as far as influences to the left and to the right of our current energy, which again is the God Tires rune, we got the rune of Thurisaz. Now, Thurisaz is Odin, I'm sorry, not Odin, it's Thor's rune, but it's in reverse. Okay, so Thurisaz basically stands in the reverse as being stubborn, foolhardy, someone who doesn't heed advice, talks about danger and evil, a sense of defenselessness and compulsion, and this is for your enemies. They are going to come against this type of energy. They're going to betray one another and be betrayed. They are evil. There's a sense of malice and hatred that comes from them. They will be tormented. They feel spite. They're liars. Some of them may even be rapists. And they're just all around bad people. That's what this rune stands for in the reverse, specifically. Now, to the other side of that, in terms of the influences coming against this current energy of Ingwaz, is Algiz in the reverse. Now, Algiz is typically a good rune, but in the reverse, it talks about being used by others. It talks about mistreatment. It talks about a sense of vulnerability. It talks about hidden dangers and consumption by divine forces. It talks about a loss of the divine link. Again, we're talking about the karmics who are coming up against us, who have been fighting and warring in secret against us all this time. We're talking about them participating in those things which are taboo. It talks about warnings. You're getting warning right here, right now. You may already be feeling these things instinctually. It talks about how they have turned away from the faith and from the truth. And it talks about they actually are those who repel. They are basically low vibrating and very, very evil. Okay? Now, I can't identify exactly who this is in your case because it's a general reading, but this could be family, this could be friends, this could be a spouse, this could be a sibling, this could be not only family, blood or otherwise, but it could be somebody who was the heron. Now, the heron speaks about being patient, So we've seen this echoed in a couple of the cards we pulled in the tarot, as well as one of the runes that we pulled as well. It talks about creating a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. I've been living out here in nature for over 2 months now, and I'm telling you, despite the fact that I can't sleep, I'm eating basically survival rations, that I feel wonderful. Being out here in nature, being out here and being able to converse with spirits and being around the animals and fauna and so on has been awesome for me in many ways. This says, take time to be alone and find your balance. It's so important to be grounded. And again, we see that echoed in our cards as well, especially as far as the heart of this message. It talks about being grounded here with the Page of Pentacles. Okay? So it says, step confidently towards your purpose, and patience will bring you rewards. Very good advice. All right, now I also got some hidden